Hello everyone, ARG back with some more Out of the Park Baseball 25, and today we have yet again some more Montreal Expos in the 1969 season, with mostly players that I had never heard about before playing this game. Today we have a 4-game series against the Giants, and the plan is to play all 4 games. So brace yourself. You might want to park yourself here if you're here just for the packs. I think I do have the drops enabled. If you're on YouTube, it's gonna be maybe a 2-hour long video. I don't edit anything. I guess I'm lazy. I'm old. I have a lot of shit going on. I don't have the money to hire somebody to edit for me, and I don't have like the time to do it myself. So there. But anyway, so yeah, it's probably gonna be like a 2-hour thing. It takes me about 30 minutes per game. So get yourself a nice sandwich, maybe some chippies on the side. Personally, my personal favorite are the Doritos Dynamitas, so maybe get some of those, get your tongue real hot and everything, and we're gonna get going. Now, one of the two of the games are on the same day, so back in those days it was very common to have a double header. They don't really do that in the MLB anymore, but back then it was like, I'm not gonna say like super common, but like it would happen like at least a few times a season that your team would have a double header at home. Usually that was on a Sunday. That's the case, you know, for this one here. But what happens like is that my GM, I think he's in a coma or something, like he's not making any moves. Now in real life, usually what would happen when you have that is that they would like call some pitchers up and down, because like using like all of your pitching staff like on the same day, like it's gonna tire your team and everything, and that's not gonna happen for me. So like after that, I checked the calendar. After that 4-game series against the Giants, we have another 4-game series against the Cards, like right behind that, and there's no day off. So as much as possible, I'm gonna try to keep my starters into the game to try to spare my relievers as much as humanly possible, and let's hope that nobody gets hurt, because then to use a popular expression, I'm fucked. So all right. I checked the Giants. They do not have any injuries. We do not have any injuries either. It's going to be a tough series. The Giants are pretty good. They are 38-20. We are 28-30. Good for 4th in the East. The Mets have created them some distance, at least with us. The Pirates are just half a game behind them. But yeah, I remember the time that we were ahead of the Mets, and then the Mets started to win some baseball games. Alright, so for the first game of this series, we're going to be facing off against a lefty, Ray Sedecki, and we're going to be sending the veteran Mudcat Grant on the mound. Now, Grant typically is able to go pretty deep in games, so I'm hoping that that's the case today. Oh, and he's considered as being hot in his last 2 games. He's 2-0, 1.23 ERA, 14 and 2/3 innings pitched. All right, that's enough talking. Let's get to doing things. All right, so against the lefty here, I think that today. I think that today I'm going to play Ron Brand at 3rd for Floyd Wicker. Now, Floyd Wicker has a little bit of power, but he struggles to get on base. I guess you could say that Brand is not that much better, but you know, he can play 3rd base pretty decently, so he's going to get in. I'm going to bat him ahead of Bateman, who's been struggling lately. And actually, let's do this like that. Alright, I am satisfied with this lineup. We are going to go. The Giants are going to go with Ron Hunt batting first. He's the second baseman. Willie Mays in center field, of course, batting second. Woody McCovey at first is batting third. Batting cleanup is Bobby Bonds. He's going to be in right. Jim Ray Hart, the third baseman, is going to be batting fifth. Dick Dietz in left field batting sixth. Al Lanier, the shortstop, is going to be batting seventh. Jack Hyatt, the catcher, batting 8th, and of course the pitcher batting 9th. 3 of their players are on hot streak, and they have the advantage at in every slot except 7th, where we have Ty Klein getting the go-ahead on Al Lanier. So I think we're gonna have our work cut out for us, but our team, the Expos, have shown to be a resilient team, so we'll see what happens. And of course, we are in San Francisco today. Alright, so Maury Wills is going to be leading off here. A lot of orange shirts in the stands here, and there's no count on him. Okay, now Serenity has been bugging me about this shirt. I know there's a hole here, there's a few more underneath here that you cannot see on camera. She wants for me to throw that shirt away. This is vintage. You cannot find a Millencolin t-shirt like that. This is literally a 30-year-old t-shirt. So I am going to keep it. So please excuse the semi-PG-13 moment from seeing 3 of my air chests here coming out from the hole. And Maury Wills is out. Alright, Manny Mota is next. No count to him. Alright, and that's a grounder to first, and McCovey takes it to the base himself. That's out number 2, so 2 quick outs for the Expos here. And now Rusty Stubb is the next batter. 3-1 to count on him. And that's it to center for a base hit. Alright, so Woody Mays is there. Obviously, Woody Mays always had superior defense. I might not have been old enough to see him play, but I know at least that about him. Alright, runner on first, 2 outs for Don Clendenin. 1-2 to count. And he struck out swinging. Alright, so a base hit and nothing else for the Expos. Bottom of the first incoming. Still no score, obviously, at Candlestick Park. Ron Hunt facing off against Mudcat Grant. 2-2 to count. And he struck out swinging, a very rare strikeout from Mudcat Grant. Sorry if I don't know if it made like noises. I just moved my microphone slightly. Hey Joe, now that Dave Kingman, I mean, you can look it up real quick. I have no idea. He was not that I can see. He was a Giant, a Mets, an Angel, a Yankee, a Cub, a Mets again, and then an A's. Alright, so 1 out for Woody Mays. 1-1 to count. And that's going to be a base hit to left. Woody Mays getting on base. That could spell trouble. Alright, Woody McCovey now. Running on first, 1 out. Full count. Oh, he struck out swinging. Mudcat Grant here with 2 strikeouts in the same inning. We're going to mark that on the calendar. Bobby Bonds now, runner on first and 2 outs, 0-1. Oh, that's a bad pitch. So Mays makes it to second base pretty easily. Full count. Ooh, Mudcat Grunt strikes out the side, folks. Now we went from marking it on the calendar to having a holiday day every year for this. Right, top of the second incoming, Bob Bailey, the leads off for us. Still no score here in San Francisco, in the Bay. 3-1 to count, and Bailey walks, so a leadoff walk. We have a shot to do some damage here. Ron Brand is the next batter. No count. Oh, he struck it. Yeah, no, he didn't strike out. There was no count, but Bailey gets cut stealing. He had been, Bailey has been doing pretty good with stolen bases. I mean, he has 5, but I think it's probably the first or only the second time that he got caught. So I'm not overly upset about it. Usually he picks his putts pretty good. So 1-1 the count to Ron Braun. And he's thrown out at first for out number 2. Now Ty Klein with 2 outs. 3-0 the count. And he walks on 4 pitches, so a 2-out walk. I'd love to make the Giants pay for that. Right, John Bateman now. 2-2. He grounds it to short. Lanier with the throw to first, and that's going to be out. Number 3, the Expos get 2 different base runners, but nobody comes across to score. Bottom of the second with Jim Ray Hart, the next batter. 1-1. That's it to center for a base hit. Right, so the Giants also get a leadoff runner, base runner, and now Dick Dietz is the next batter. 0-2. And he struck out looking. Oh, Mudcat Grant is on fire today. He is on fire. Al Lanier is next, 0-1. Oh, and he bunts, but that's foul. 1-2. Struck out looking. What is going on? Like, just for... So, Mudcat Grant has 34 strikeouts now with the 5 today. He had 29 prior to this game. Like, in 87 innings. And now he has 5 in... not even 2 innings. That's crazy. Alright, running on first, 2 outs for Jack Hyatt. Full count. And he walks. So 2 on, 2 outs for the pitcher Ray Sadicki. 2-1. That's it to center. Ty Klein is there, and that's going to be out. Number 3. The Giants get 2 base runners. Nobody comes across to score. Still scoreless here in the top of the 3rd, with Mudcat Grant leading off. Now Mudcat Grant is a decent hitter for a pitcher. 0-2 the count. That's it to center, but it's Willie Mays in there. That's not going to fall, and that's out number 1. Maury Wills is next. 1-0. That's it to left for a base hit. Alright. So we have some speed on the base paths now. Manny Mota is next. 1-1. That's it to left. Oh, that's it pretty well in the alley and left. Alright, so I can't see what's going on. Are we scoring a run? We did. Alright, so it's a double for Mota that scores Wills, and the Expos are up 1-0, taking the lead in this game, with Rusty Stubb the next batter. 1-2 to Le Grand Orange. Oh, and he gets drilled. Alright, so 2 on, 1 out for Clendenin. 2-2. Struck out swinging again. That's his 2nd strikeout of the game. And now there's 2 outs for Bob Bailey, so we need a clutch base hit. 3-1. Grounds it to 2nd. Oh, and he bubbles it. Okay, they count it as an infield hit, so the bases are loaded, but there's 2 outs for Ron Braun. Full count. And he walks. Alright, a forced run. Those are my favorite. I don't know that they're my favorite. I like them a lot. Like, you didn't have to do nothing but like have patience at the plate. Alright, Ty Klein now. Full bases. 2 outs. 1-2. Grounds it to 2nd. And he's thrown out at first for out number 3. The Expos get 2 runs on the board. It is now 2-0 Montreal, going into the bottom of the 3rd. Ron Hunt leads off against Mudcat Grant. 0-2. Struck out swinging. Willie Mays is the next batter. 2-1. Oh, and he pops it. Bateman is there, and he catches it foul for out number 2. Alright, Willie McCalvey now. 1 and 2. Oh, that's it. Pretty solidly, but Stubb is able to run it at the track, and that's out number 3. So 1, 2, 3. The Giants are out in order. Top of the 4th. John Bateman, the batter. 1 and 2. Grounds it to 3rd. Oh, and he bubbles it. That should be an error this time. Yep. Error on Hart. So runner on 1st and nobody out for Mudcat Grant. He's probably gonna bunt. 1 and 1. Yeah, I think it's a bunt. Yeah, it is. The animation was confusing. So that's a good sacrifice hit for Grant. So now there's a runner in scoring position and 1 out for Maury Wills. 1 and 2. Grounds it to 1st. McCalvey takes it to 1st base himself. Now there's 2 outs. We have a runner on 3rd, and Manny Mota, who produced the 1st run of the game, is now the batter. 2 and 2 to count. And he struck out swinging. Alright, the Expos get a runner on 3rd, but fail to get him to come across the score. So now bottom of the 4th with Bobby Bonds leading off. 1 and 0. Runs it to 3rd. Brand with the throw, and that's a good one for out number 1. Jim Ray Hart is next. 2 and 1. And that's it to left for a base hit. Alright, so Art gets on base after 1 out. Dick Dietz is next. 1 and 0. That's it to left for a base hit. So back-to-back singles for the Giants, and now there's 2 on and only 1 out. A double play ball would be very welcome here. Alright, Al Lanier is the batter. 2 and 1. That's a base hit to center. Klein goes after it. A runner should score on that. And he does, and it is a 2-1 lead for the Expos now, thanks to a base hit by Al Lanier. Alright, Jack Hyatt is next. 2 on, 1 out. Still could use that double play ball that I mentioned a minute ago. 2 and 2. Struck out swinging. Alright, there's 2 outs now for Ray Sadecki. No count. Oh! And that's a base hit to center by the pitcher. Should score a run, and we have a tie game. It is now 2-2. Alright, so 2 runners in scoring position now with 2 outs for Ron Hunt. 2 and 2. Grounds it to short. Wills with the throw, and that's out number 3. Giants finally get on the board with 2 runs of their own. We now have a tie game, 2-2, going into the top of the 5th here. Alright, Rusty Stubb leading off for us. No count. And that's a base hit to right. Alright, so lead off single for the Expos. Don Clendenin is next. Full count. And he walks. Alright, so good start to the inning. First 2 batters get on base. So 2 on and nobody out for Bob Bailey. He has a little bit of pop in his bat. Full count. Oh, struck out swinging. That one hurt. Ron Brand now. No count. That's it to left, but it's going to be cut there by Dietz, and that's out number 2. Alright, and the runners do not advance on the play, so now we have Ty Klein with 2 on and 2 outs. Full count. Rounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. The Expos had a promising inning on the horizon. Sadly, nothing happened. Bottom of the 5th with a tied 2-2 game. Willie Mays leads off 1 and 1. And that's going to be out of here. 3-2 Giants. counts. That's a 425 feet blast. Right, we make cover now, no count. Okay, I never saw the ball, but apparently he's out. Alright, so Bobby Bonds is next, 2-0. That's it to center. Klein is there. That's going to be out number 2. Jim Ray Hart is next. Full count to him. And he walks. Alright, so a 2-out walk for the Giants. Alright, and Dick Dietz is next. 0-1. He rounds it to third. And he's thrown out for out number 3. Giants take the lead thanks to a solo blast by Willie Mays. Top of the 6th incoming. We're trailing by 1. John Bateman is going to try to get something going for us. 0-1. And that's out of here. Alright. I'll take it. John Bateman with a solo home run ties the game. A 422 feet, only 3 feet less than Willie Mays. We have a 3-3 game. Mudcat Grant is the batter now. 2-0. And that's a base hit to center. Mudcat Grant is a good hitter. I don't know if he was in real life. I haven't really paid attention to that, but I know that in my game, he's a 414 batter. That's pretty impressive. Right, Maury Wills, top of the 6th, still nobody out, runner on first, 1-1. And that's a bunt, but it's foul. We have a 1-2 count, and Wills... Oh, that's going to be a double play. That's sad. Right, so double play on the grounder to third by Wills. And now all of a sudden we have 2 outs. And Manny Mota is the batter. 0-1 the count. And that's it to center for a base hit. Alright, so they're bringing in a reliever. That's Bob Garibaldi to face off against Rusty Stubb. So they bring in a righty to face off against Stubb. 1-1. And that's it to right, but pretty much right at Bobby Bonds. And that's out number 3. The Expos tie the game thanks to a solo home run by their catcher, John Bateman. Bottom of the 6th incoming, Al Lanier is the batter. I'm keeping Mudcat Grant in. He's not... He's having... Like, it's hard to gauge his game. Like, he does have 7 strikeouts, but he did give up 7 hits and 3 runs. So it's kind of a mixed bag for Mudcat Grant, but he's staying in. He has the stamina to pitch me at least a couple more innings. Unless things completely unravel. 0-1 the count. And that's grounded to third to Braun, and that's out number 1. Jack Hyatt is next, 0-2. And that's a strikeout. Bob Berta is now playing left field, so I guess it was a double switch for the pitcher. So he came in for Dietz. Full count. That's popped. And Bob Beatty is there, and he catches it for out number 3. Alright, top of the 7th incoming. We are still deadlocked. 3 runs apiece. Don Clendenon is going to be the batter now. No count. That's it to center, but that's Willie Mays' office, and he catches it for out number 1. Bob Bailey now. 3-1. Oh, that's pop. And Hart is there, catches it for out number 2. Alright, so there's 2 outs now for Ron Brown. 1-1. Grounds it to second, and that is going to be out number 3. Bottom of the 7th incoming. And now the Giants have the top of their order, so if we can get through that, that would be pretty good. Run Hunt, 2-2 the count. That's it to center, Klein after it, and he's there for out number 1. Now, I've been mentioning a lot, I really like Klein's defense in my save. He's a very solid center fielder defensively. Maybe not Willie Mays, you know, caliber, but he's pretty solid. Alright, 1-1, the count to Willie Mays. And that's popped. And Wills is there, catches it for out number 2. Willie McCovey now. Full count. Grounds it to first. Bailey is there. And we managed to get the top 3 down in order. And it is going to be top of the 8. Oh, they're bringing in a lefty, Joe Gibbon, to face off against Ty Klein. 2-2. And he struck out swinging. John Bateman, 2-2 to him as well. And he struck out swinging as well. Mamma mia. I'm keeping Grant in. He's able to. Like, 118 pitches is nothing fun. No count to Grant. Oh, he got it. Oh, that's a no-no. You don't hit the pitcher. Maury Wills is the next batter. Runner on first, 2 outs, 2-2. That's it to right. Bonds is there, catches it for out number 3. Bottom of the 8 incoming. We still have Mudcat Grant on the mound, folks. Right, Bobby Bonds, the batter. 0-2. Struck out swinging. Jim Ray Hart is next. 2-2. Grounds it to short. Wills with the play. Oh, that's a bad throw. That's going to be an error on him. Alright, so there's a runner on first and 1 out now. Leon Wagner comes in as a pinch hitter. 2-1. Grounds it to second. 2 Wills for 1. Back to Bailey for the double play. That's an inning-ending double play. Top of the 9th incoming, it's still 3-3 to score. Manny Mota facing off against Joe Gibbon. 1-0 to count. That's it to left, and that's a base hit. Alright, we have what we wanted, a leadoff base runner. Rusty Sub is next. Full count. Oh, that's it. Weekly to center. Willie Mays is there. That's no problem for him. Might have been no problem for ARG2. That looked like a very routine fly ball. That's out number 1. Don Clendenon, the next batter. 1-2. That's it to left. Oh, and it's cut foul there by whoever's playing left now. Wagner. And that's out number 2. Now, Bob Bailey, we need for him to do something. 1-2. And something he did. He grounded to third, and they get the runner out at second base. Bottom of the 9th incoming, still 3-3 to score. Tito Fuentes comes in as a pinch hitter. Oh, yeah, Mudcat Grant, that's your last inning. 0-1 the count. That's it to right. Rusty Stub is there, and that's going to be out number 1. Jack Hyatt now, no count. That's it to left. Clendenon towards it, and he catches it for out number 2. All right, 2 quick outs. Jim Davenport comes in as a pinch hitter. 1-0. Oh, that's a base hit to center. Alright, so the inning is still alive, and the lineup flips over. It's going to be Ron Hunt now, with a runner on first and 2 outs. Full count. That's it to center. Klein is there, and he catches it for out number 3. We are first game, and we are going into extra innings. Exactly what I wanted to avoid. It's a 4-game series. My pitchers are gonna get taxed as it is, but so will theirs. And they're already on their 4th pitcher today. It's gonna be Frank Lindsay coming in, the righty. Oh, he has a 0.34 ERA. I'm not sure I'm scoring here. I'm gonna use a pinch hitter, Ron Brown. He does have an RBI, but he doesn't have much going on. I'm gonna go with Jim Ferry. Jim Ferry facing off against Frank Lindsay. 0-1 to count. Grounds it to first, and he is out. Ty Klein now, 2-2. And that's a base hit to center. Alright. Ty Klein getting on base. I'm liking this. John Bateman run on first, 1 out, 1-1. And he grounds it to third, and that's going to be a double play. So there we go. Alright, I need to figure out what I'm gonna do now. Alright. I can't really keep Mudcat Grant on the mound, or can I? Oof, that's gonna be dangerous, but I'm gonna do it. Grant has pitched pretty well, so I want to try it. Alright, Winnie Mays is leading off the bottom of the 10th for the Giants. 0-1 to count. I might regret it, but I want to try. Grounds it too short. Wheels with the throw. That's out number 1. McCovey now, 2-2. No, that's out of here. Alright, that didn't work. Alright, we dropped the first game of this series because I was too stubborn to take my starter out. It happens. I'm going to make managerial decisions that are a little iffy. That was one of them. Alright. So we dropped the first game 4-3 in 10 innings. It was a pretty good game. And you know, you can tell me that I made a mistake by keeping Grant in, and I know it was a gamble. He had pitched pretty well. He was up there in pitches. His stamina was low. But you know what? In 1969, sometimes starters would go 10 innings. So, you know, I tried. Now, would I have kept him in the game that long if I didn't have a double header on Sunday? Probably not. And you know, that's what they said. Yeah, I forget what managers said. Don't save pitchers for tomorrow. Tomorrow it might rain. Yeah, that. See, Anyway, Nelson Bryce blanks Houston are pretty good. Let's advance to tomorrow. Let's see what happens. Right. Gonna see. Whoa. Our GM made a move in the minors. That's pretty impressive. All right, game 2 is gonna be against another lefty, Mike McCormick. He's 4-2. We're gonna be sending Mike Wigner. Now, Wigner usually doesn't go very far in games because he has really shit stamina. So we're probably gonna need to use a reliever here unless he pitches lights out. And unless he pulls a Greg Maddox, you know, a complete game shutout with 71 pitches or something. Unless that happens, he's probably gonna need to be pulled eventually. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and play ball. Alright, so against the lefty, I'm going to... this time I'm gonna play Herrera at third. Actually... no, I'm gonna play Brown at third again. We're gonna do that, and then I'm going to play Herrera in center. I'm gonna take two lefties out this time, even though I like Ty Klein a lot. I think we're gonna go like this. Right, Giants go with Hunt, Mays, McCovey, Bonds, Art, Deeds, Lanier. I had exactly the same lineup as yesterday. Let's go. Let's go, Expos. Alright, top of the first here. A little tour of the stadium. Oh, it's an afternoon game today on this nice Saturday. It's going to be a full count on Maury Wills. Oh, that's it solidly to center, but it's Woody Mays' office, and that's out number one. Manny Mota is next. Full count. That's it to center, and that's cut by Mays for out number two. Rusty Stubb now. 2 outs, no count. That's it to left. And that's cut there by Dietz for out number three. 3 up, 3 down for the Expos. Hopefully we do as well defensively in this first inning. Ron Hunt facing off against Wigner. Alright, buddy. Full count. And he walks. A leadoff walk. Not exactly the start that you want when you're wondering if your starter is gonna pitch a Maddox. 1-0. Grounds it to short, and that's gonna be a double play. Now that's more like it. All right, 2 outs now for Lee McCovey. 1-1. That's it to center. Area after it, and he's there. Catches it for out number 3. All right, 3 up, 3 down. Well, not exactly, but we face the minimum. Let's put it that way. We face the minimum amount of batters. Don Clendenon leading off the top of the second for us. Full count. Struck out swinging. Looked like it was dead center too. Bob Beatty, 3-0. And he walks on 4 pitches, so 1 out walk here. And Ron Brown is the next batter. 2-2. Oh, that's it to center, but Woody Mays with the little slide there, and he catches it for out number 2. Alright, Herrera the batter. No count, it's it to left. Dietz is there. Catches it for out number 3. Alright, base runner for the Expos, but nothing to show for it. Bottom of the second incoming. Still no score at Candlestick Park. Bobby Bonds the batter. No count. And that's it to center for base hit. Jim Ray Hart. Runner on first, nobody out, 1-1. Grounds it to Wills at short. Oh, he takes it to second himself. And that's going to be a fielder's choice. Runner on first, 1 out for Dick Dietz. 1-2. Struck out swinging. Al Lanier now. Full count. Struck out swinging. Oh, Wigner here gets out of the inning. I was going to say jam, but it was just a runner on first. John Bateman, the batter now, leading off the top of the third. No count. Oh, he had a blast yesterday. And that's a liner to first. McCovey's there. That's out number one. Wigner, the batter now. 2-2. Sit to center. And that's cut there by Willie Mays for out number 2. Maury Wills with 2 outs, 1-0. Grounds it to the shortstop, Lanier, and he's out on a good throw, and that's out number 3. The Expos go down in order to the bottom of the third incoming for the Giants. Jack Hyatt, the batter, no count. And that's it to right. Oh, that's in the alley. That's going to be extra bases. Stubb with the throw. And that's a leadoff double for the Giants. Mike McCormick is the batter now. Oh, he has a home run this season. 1-2. And he bunts. Oh, did we get him? Yes! Oh, what a play by the pitcher there. Wigner tosses it to third, and we got the lead runner out at third. That's a risky play, but it paid off this time. Run a hunt with a runner on first and 1 out. 0-2. And he struck out looking. Winnie Mays, runner on first, 2 outs, no count. Oh, that's a bad pitch. Runner makes it to second base easily. So runner in scoring position for Mays now, 1-0. And that's it to third. Brian with the throw, that's going to be out number 3, alright. Alright, Manny Mota leads off the top of the fourth. We still are looking for our first hit of the game in this scoreless game. 2-2. It's it to center. Mays makes it look easy. That's out number 1. We need to stop hitting balls in center field. Rusty Stubb next, 1-1. That's it to center. Oh, Willie Mays can't catch that one. Maybe he's starting to be tired because it feels like we're all hitting the ball to center field, so maybe he was out of breath. Alright, so that's a double here. That's also our first hit of the game. So now we have a runner in scoring position and 1 out for Don Clendenin. 1-1. Oh, that's a bad pitch. Stubb makes it to third on the play. Full count. And that's it to left. And that's cut there by Dietz. And I think it's going to be a sac fly. It is. Sacrifice fly. And the Expos for the second game in a row take the lead. It's 1-0. Bob Bailey with 2 outs now. Bases are empty now. 1-2. And he struck out looking. Willie McCovey is leading off the bottom of the fourth. Full count. Oh, he pops it foul. Bateman is there, and he catches it for out number 1. Bobby Bonds now, 1-0. Grounds it to short. Wills with the throw. That's out number 2. And if you heard that, that's one of my son's toys that is possessed by demons, possessed by vile beasts. Wrong game for that, but it is what it is. It's the book, honey. Right, Jim Ray Hart now with 2 outs, 0-1. Rounds it to short, Wills with the throw. That's out number 3. Expos hold on to their meager lead, their 1-run lead. It is 1-0 Expos going into the top of the 5th. Ron Brand is the batter. 2-1. Grounds it to short. And he's thrown at first for out number 1. Jose Herrera is next. 2-1. Oh, that's popped. Lanier is there. He should have it. And he does. That's out number 2. John Bateman now. 1 and 2. And that's it to right, and it falls in for a base hit. So a 2-out base hit for Bateman keeps the inning alive. But now we're gonna have the pitcher, Mike Wigner, and he's no Mudcat Grunt with a bat in his hands. So, alright, so runner on first, 2 outs, 0 and 2, and he struck out looking, didn't even try. Alright, bottom of the 5th incoming, still 1-0 for the Expos. Alright, we are facing off against Dick Deeds. Full count. Grounds it too short. Oh, is that that's gonna be an error, isn't it? Yep. Alright, so runner on first on the error by Wills at shortstop. Hal Lanier is the next batter. 2 and 1. Oh, that's a bunt. And this time we're gonna go to first with it, and that's a sacrifice hit. Runner in scoring position, 1 out for Jack Hyatt. He has a double today already, 3 and 1. And he walks. Alright, so Wigner starting to not be as good. But he's still able to go for a little bit. That's good. Mike McCormick now, the pitcher, 2 on, 1 out. He's, I don't know. Yeah, he should be bunting. You don't want for him to hit into a double play. 1 and 2. And he bunts foul. That counts as a strikeout, but more importantly, that's the 2nd out of the inning. So now there's 2 on, 2 outs from Ron Hunt. We need some clutch hitting here. 2 and 2. That's it to left. Clendenin is there, and he's got it for out number 3. All right. Still a very small lead there. 1-0. Top of the 6th for Maury Wills, 1 and 2. He grounds it to short, and that's out number 1. Looks like Wills has been struggling a little bit lately. I don't know, he doesn't have a snowflake next to his name, but right, Manny Mota, 1 and 1. That's it to the deep to left. So deep, in fact, that it's out of here. I'm not used to see Mota hit home runs. Alright, it's a 396 feet home run. A solo home run by Mota makes it a 2-0 lead for the Expos. That was his 3rd home run of the season. Okay, that's more than, you know, Wills or Brown or Herrera or Clendenin. I lost 4-3 in 10 innings in the 10th on a McCovey solo home run. It's my fault. I kept Mudcat Grant for the 10th inning. He was pitching well, but he was starting to be gassed, and I just pushed it a little too far. Alright, Rusty Stubb, top of the 6th. McCormick still on the mound. 1 out, 3 and 1 to count. That's it to right, but Dietz is there. That's going to be out number 2. Don Clendenin now, no count. Oh, that's going to be a base hit, I think. No, it's an error. No, okay, so my bullpen was not exhausted. What happened is that I didn't listen to piece of advice from previous manager that actually managed in baseball that say do not save a pitcher for tomorrow because tomorrow it might rain. So what happens is that this is the game I'm playing right now is Saturday. Tomorrow I have a double header. So I was trying to save my pitchers for the double header because those are very taxing on your bullpen. So that's what happened. So instead of having my bullpen already exhausted, I was trying to preemptively keep them healthy or fresh. So that's what happened. Alright, so runner in scoring position on second base, 2 outs for Bob Bailey. 1-1. And that's it to left. Should be cut by Dietz. It is. That's out number 3. But Mudcat Grant was pitching really well. He had like 9 strikeouts. That was like 1/3 of the strikeouts that he had all season. And I was like, man, you know what? Like, I think that maybe they would keep him in real life in 1969. But anyway, I debated. But I talked about that too at the start of the stream. No, I'm not going to Hulk Hogan my shirt. It's a very old shirt. I'm kind of attached to it. You cannot find a Men and Colin t-shirt like that nowadays. So it's ARG being a little melancholic about, you know, some of his clothes. That's not my only piece of clothing that has holes in it that I'm not throwing out, even though Serenity is on my ass about it. Alright, Willie Mays leads off the bottom of the 6th, 1 and 2. Strikeout swinging. Willie McCovey now, 2 and 2, 1 out. Hits it to left. We have Clendenon going for it, and he catches it for out number 2. Bobby Bonds now with 2 outs, full count. And he walks. Alright, so a 2-out walk. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us in the rear. And by the way, I'm doing all 4 games today, or at least that's the plan. So if something happens before the end, we'll see. But the plan is to do all 4 games. This is game number 2. Right, Jim Ray Hart, runner on first, 2 outs. No count. The runner goes, and we are not even attempting a throw. So now runner in scoring position. 2 and 1 the count. And that's a base hit to center. That should score the run. Nope, they didn't send him. Okay. Alright, so runner on first and third, 2 outs for Dick Dietz. Oh, Wigner is starting to be tired. That's probably his last inning. 2 and 2. And he struck out looking. Oh, I hate that it's his last inning. He's pitching pretty good. But he's gassed. Alright, Ron Braun. 3 and 1. And he walks. Yeah, I bet that too, but they didn't. They played it safe. And look at what happened. Alright, so runner on first, nobody out for Jose Herrera. 2 and 0. Oh, Herrera bunts. And that's going to be a good sacrifice hit, so we have a runner in scoring position. And 1 out. And John Bateman is the batter. He's 1 for 2 today, and he had a home run in the previous game. So he got rid of the little snowflake next to his name. 2 and 2. That's it to right for a base hit. Oh, John Bateman is waking up offensively here. I don't feel as bad pulling Wigner out now, because I could use a few more insurance runs. Right, so McCormick is still on the mound. I'm going to go with a righty. I don't have a whole lot of options batting right. It's going to be Gary Justad. Right, Justad comes in as a pinch hitter. Runners on the corners, 1 out, 1 and 1. That's it to left. Whoa, that's cut there by Dietz, but that's going to be a sac fly. So we have 2 outs. A run comes across to score. 3-0 for the Expos in the 7th inning. Alright, Jonathan. Have a nice dinner. See you later, maybe. Alright, Maury Wills. Oh, they're bringing in a reliever. That's Ron Herbel. Maury Wills, the batter, with 2 outs. Runner on first, 1 and 2. And that's it weekly to the third baseman, Jim Ray Hart, and that's out number 3. Expos add 1 run to their lead. Oh, I have to bring in a pitcher now. think we're gonna go with the veteran Roy Face. Alright, so Roy Face is gonna be going against Alan. Yeah, I'm trying to not say Roy Face is facing off because it sounds like I'm trying to make a pun and I'm not. 1-1, bottom of the 7th, 3-0 Expos. That's it to right. And that's cut there by Rusty Stub for out number 1. Jack Hyatt is next, 2-2. And he struck out looking. That's good. Tito Fuentes is next with 2 outs, 3-0. He's a pinch hitter. And he walks on 4 pitches. Ron Hunt with a runner on first, 2 outs, 1-0. Rounds it to second. And he's thrown out at first for out number 3. Top of the 8th incoming. Expos still up 3-0 at Candlestick Park. Alright, they're bringing in a reliever, Bobby Bolin. Manny Mota, the first one to face him. And it's a 2-2 count. That's a base hit to center. Alright, Mota here with a good start. Run on first, nobody out for Rusty Stub, 2-1. That's a good count, and that's a base hit to right. That's going to be extra bases all the way into the corner. Alright, I think we're going to hold Mota at third. Yeah, so now we have 2 runners in scoring position and nobody out for Don Clendenin. 0-2, struck out swinging. Oh, catcher's interference. What rotten luck. Not for me. So catcher's interference, so now there's nobody out and we have the bases loaded for Bob Bailey. He has a little bit of power. Maybe a little grand slam would make ARG pretty happy over here. 1-2. And that's a base hit to left. I'll take it. I'll take it. And it scores 2. Alright, so Bob Bailey with a 2-run single, and it's now 5-0 for the Expos. Ron Brand is next. 2-1, nobody out. And the runners go, and those are going to be stolen bases. Alright, so now there's 2 runners in scoring position and nobody out. Full count. And he walks, so bases back to being loaded and nobody out. Man. Jose Herrera is going to be the batter. 2-2. Oh, he pops it. And that's cut foul by McCovey for out number 1. John Bateman is next. He's 2 for 3. He's staying in the game. 1-1. Grounds it to third. They get the runner out at home. And he's safe at first. Beats the throw. So now there's 2 outs and the base is still loaded. Oh man. What do I do? I'd love for Face to pitch more. I'd love more runs. 5-0 is decent. Is a decent lead. I think I'm gonna keep Facing. No count. That's grounded to second, and that's out number 3. I kind of saw that coming. Actually, I was expecting a strikeout, to be honest. But, hey, we added 2 runs on the board. Maybe it was bad managing again. Maybe I'm too worried about my pitchers being tired for an entire week. But, yeah. Right, Roy Face still in the game. Willie Mays, the batter. Bottom of the 8th, we're up 5 runs. Full count. Oh. Looks like it's going to be out of here. See, the game is making me pay for keeping Roy Face in the game. The game is telling me you should have brought a pinch hitter for that one. And I probably should have. Oh well. That's the part of the stream where we switch to regular water. Alright, a solo blast, 400 feet, 5-1 Expos. Willie McCovey at the plate now, 3-1. And he walks. They're gonna make me replace Face without a single out, aren't they? They're gonna like teach me a lesson the hard way. Bobby Bonds is next. Runner on first, nobody out. 2-2. Struck out swinging. Right, Jim Ray Hart, 0-2. Grounds it to the pitcher. Gets to second for one. Oh, that's a double play. Ending double play. Didn't look like it was gonna be that. Like it was a very slow play to develop, but man, I'll take the double play here anytime. Anytime. Maury Wills leading off the top of the ninth. We are up 4 runs. It's 5-1, 2-0. Bolin is still on the mound for the Giants. Rounds it to short, and that's going to be out number 1. Manny Mota is next, full count. And he walks. Alright, a one out walk with Rusty Stubb the batter now, 0-1. Rounds it to short. Oh. And okay, that's out number 2. They got him out at first. Mota makes it to second base on the play. Now Don Clendenin is next. 0-2. Rounds it to short, and that's an infield single. The inning is still alive, and we have runners on the corners with 2 outs for Bob Bailey. Full count. Rounds it to second. He's run out at first for out number 3. Bottom of the 9th incoming. We are still up 4 runs. I'm gonna try to go for the 3 inning save with Face. Face won't be available tomorrow at all, but all of my other relievers will be. That's assuming everything goes to plan, according to plan. Dietz leading off the bottom of the 9th, 0-1. Rounds it to short. Wills with the throw. That's out number 1. 2 more outs, and it's gonna be a done deal. Leon Wagner comes in as a pinch hitter. 0-2. Rounds it to second, and he's out. Jack Hyatt, the last out for the Giants. 1-2. Rounds it to second, and he's thrown out at first for out number 3. The Expos win game number 2, 5-1. Nice game. Wigner played really well. I only pulled him because he was gassed. I wanted to keep him in, but I didn't want an injury or for him to start melting down. So, pretty good game. Face comes in, pitches the last 3 innings, and gets his second save of the season. Alright, 5-1 victory. We're going to go ahead and advance to tomorrow. No news. Nothing there. Alright, so today is the doubleheader that I've been dreading since the start of this stream. For the first game, we're going to be facing off against Garrett Perry. He's 7-5. So Gaylord Perry is a pretty good pitcher. That's not going to be an easy game. We're going to go ahead and send Carl Martin, who usually has some control issues. So we'll see what happens with that. Alright, let's play this game. But Bateman is tired, so I guess he can sit the first game. Charlie Bocabella. Right, the Giants are going to go with Hunt, Mays, McCovey, Bonds, Art, Dietz, Lanier, Hyatt. Exactly the same lineup. They don't make a change. Yeah, I'm going to go with that. So we might have our work cut out for us. Yeah, we did play against Gerard Perry, and he won that decision, but we hit him a little bit. Looks like he had a 7.5 ERA against us. And Morton pitched against the Giants, and he's 0-1 with a 7.5 ERA, so maybe they faced up against each other. I don't know. All right, let's get going. All right, Maury Wills is gonna lead off the game for us, facing off against Perry, and the game is underway. 1-0 to count. Alright. And that's it to right for a base hit. Alright, so a leadoff single here for Maury Wills. And now Manny Mota is going to be the batter. 1-1. He tried to bunt, but he missed. And this game is in the morning at 10:05 that it started or something. Alright, 1-2. And that's it. Oh, that's it in the alley. That's beautiful. All the way to the fence. That's extra bases. Alright, so we have 2 runners in scoring position to start the game for Rusty Stubb. 1-2. That's it to center for a base hit. Oh, Wills comes across to score. We're gonna hold Mota at third, so it's 1-0 for the Expos. We have taken the lead in every single game so far. So like I told you, like the Giants on paper are a lot better than us, but we are a resilient team. Like, we don't have a winning record, but we don't get blown out very often. Like, we usually stay in games. Alright, Mac Jones with runners on the corners and nobody out, 0-1. That's it to right, and that's a base hit all the way to the fence. Mota comes across to score. I don't know about the rest of what's going on. Okay, they held Stubb at third, so it's 2-0 for the Expos. There's still nobody out, and we have 2 runners in scoring position for Bob Bailey, 2-0. Rounds it to short, that holds both runners, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Ty Klein now, 1-0. And that's a base hit to right. 1 run comes across to score. Oh, they try to score 2. Mac Jones gets nailed at home. So it's 3-0. We have 2 outs now and a runner in scoring position as Klein makes it to second base on the play. Now Floyd Wicker is the next batter. 1-2. And he struck out swinging. Alright, good start for the game to the game for the Expos. 3-0 the lead here. Ron Hunt is leading off for the Giants, facing off against Carl Morton. Full count. And he walks. Right, lead off walk for the Giants. Willie Mays is next. 1-2. Rounds it to third. Looks like we're only gonna get the runner out at second base. Fielder's choice. So 1 out, and Willie Mays is at first base. Willie McCovey is the next batter. Full count. That's a lot of pitches for Carl Martin, and he walks. Right, 2 on, 1 out for Bobby Bonds. 1-1. Rounds it to... Oh yeah, double play. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, we get out of the inning unscathed. And we are going into the top of the second, still up by 3 in San Francisco, in the Bay. John Boccabella leads off the top of the second, 1-1. Grounds it to short. Lanier with the throw, that's out number 1. Carl Morton is next, 1-2. And he struck out looking. The lineup flips back over. Maury Wills, full count. And he walks. Manny Mota is the batter now. 2 outs, 1 on. 2-0. Rounds it to second. Hunt with the throw, that's out number 3. Alright, bottom of the second incoming. The Expos are still ahead, 3-0. Jim Ray Hart is the batter. 2-0. Grounds it to second. Mota with the throw, that's out number 1. Dick Dietz is next, 1-1. Rounds it to third. And that's out number 2. Al Lanier now, 2-1. And he pops it. And Bailey is there in foul territory, catches it for out number 3. Easy inning here. Top of the third incoming. With Rusty Stubb, the first one to face off against Gerard Perry. 1-2. Struck out looking. Mac Jones is the next batter. No count. And that's it. That was a line drive cut by the shortstop for out number 2. Bob Bailey is next. 2 outs. Full count. And he walks. A 2-out walk by Bob Bailey. I like when those come around to bite them in the butt. Ty Klein runner on first, 2 outs, full count. And that's a base hit to right for Klein. So some 2-out action here. And now we're going to have runners on the corners. With 2 outs, Floyd Wicker is going to be the batter. No count. And that's a base hit to right. That scores a run. It is 4-0 for the Expos. 2 runners in scoring position. John Boccabella is the next batter. No count. Oh, they're going to walk him. Alright, so with 2 outs and 2 runners on, they decided to walk the catcher, John Boccabella, to face off against the pitcher with 2 outs. Carl Morton, bases loaded, 1-0. That's a grounder to third. They go to second base with it, and that's out number 3. The Expos add 1 more run to their lead. 4-0 Montreal, going into the bottom of the third. Jack Hyatt is going to be the batter, 1-0. Grounds it to short, and he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Gerard Perry now, 1-1. Gets it to center. Ty Klein is there. That's going to be out number 2. Ron Hunt with 2 outs. 3-0 to count. And he walks on 4 pitches. I believe that's his second walk of the game. I believe he started the game with a walk as well, if I am not mistaken. Woody Mays, 2 outs, 1 on. No count. Grounds it to short. And we go to second base with it, and that's out number 3. Top of the 4th incoming with Maury Wills, the first batter. 0-2. And he struck out swinging. Manimota is next, 1-0. He rounds it to the pitcher, and that's out number 2. Rusty Stub with 2 outs, 2-2. Struck out swing. The Expos go down in order in inning number 4, bottom of the 4th incoming. Woody McCovey facing off against Morton. 2-2. Grounds it to second. That's a good throw by Mota for out number 1. Sorry. Bobby Bonds is next. 1-1. That's gonna be a base hit to right. Right, so 1 out base hit for the Giants. And now that's gonna bring up Jim Rayhart. 0-2. Struck out swinging. Good time for a strikeout, Carl. Alright, Deeds now with 2 outs. No count. Oh, the runner goes, and he's gonna be safe. Alright, so runner in scoring position now. 1-1 to Deeds. It's it to center, that's gonna be a base hit. Bonds should go. Yeah, they didn't repeat the same mistake they did in the previous game. Alright, it's 4-1 thanks to the single by Deeds. Now runner on first and 2 outs for Al Lanier. 0-1, base it to center. Alright, so Morton having some issues getting the last out of the inning here. All of that action after 2 outs. Alright, 2 runners in scoring position, 2 outs for Jack Hyatt. 1-0. And that's it to right for a base hit. It's going to be extra bases even. It's solidly in the corner. And that's going to score 2. It's now 4-3. We had a 4-run lead. All of a sudden, it's only a 1-run lead. So Hyatt stops at second base with a double. 4-3 to score. 2 outs. Garrett Perry, the pitcher, is the batter. 1-1. That's it to short, and that's got there by Wills for out number 3. Alright. Top of the 5th incoming. Giants scored 3 times. It is now 4-3 for the Expos. Mac Jones leading off, 2-2. It's it to left. Oh, that's a nice slide there by Deeds for out number 1. Bob Bailey is next, 1-2. Struck out swinging. Ty Klein with 2 outs, 2-0. That's a base hit to right. Alright, so Klein gets on base with 2 outs. Klein, he's became one of my favorites on the team, to be honest. I've been liking him a lot. Like, he gets on base. He has good defense. I like him. Now that I said that out loud, my GM is probably gonna finally get out of his coma and trade him. Floyd Wicker, 2 outs, runner on first, 1-2. Oh, that's it pretty solidly to center field. Is it out of here? It is! Oh, Floyd Wicker with a 2-run home run here after 2 outs, 407 feet. And now some of our lead has been restored. It's 6-3 for the Expos. Now he's my backup catcher. John Bateman was tired, so I put Bacabella in. Alright, and speaking of which, it's his turn to bat. So 2 outs. 1-2 the count. Oh, the Gaylord Perry is out. Frank Lindsay is in. And Bacabella strikes out. That's out number 3. The Expos add 2 more runs to the lead. You get some of that lead restored thanks to a 2-run blast by Floyd Wicker. 6-3 to score, going into the bottom of the 5th. I won the previous game 5-1, by the way. I do. Ron Brun can play catcher, but I rarely play him at catcher because he can play pretty much everywhere in the infield. So I usually put him at second base, third base. That's usually where I play him. Alright, run Hunt. Bottom of the 5th, Morton on the mound. 1 and 2. Rounds it to first. Bailey takes it to first for out number 1. Willie Mays, the next batter, 2 and 0. Rounds it to third. That's a good throw by Wicker. That's out number 2. Willie McCovey with 2 outs, 0 and 1. That's going to be a base hit to center, so the inning is still alive. Bobby Bonds with 2 outs and a run on first, 1 and 2. And he struck out looking. Oh, that looked like a ball to me. I'm not going to argue balls and strike. It's the batter that has to do that. Top of the 6th incoming, 3-run lead still for the Expos at Candlestick Park. Carl Martin leading off here against Lindsay. Lindsay has a 0.33 ERA, by the way, so I am not expecting to like put a crooked number on the board. 2 and 2. Strikeout swinging. Maury Wills is next. 2 and 2. Oh, that's it solidly to second base. But he's thrown out at first for out number 2. That was it pretty hard. Manimoto with 2 outs, 2 and 2. Rounds it to short. Lanier with the throw, and that's going to be out number 3. We go down in order in inning number 6. The bottom of the inning incoming with Jim Ray Hart leading off for the Giants. We're going to keep Morton in the game. Nothing is... I don't see any like red flags at the moment. 1 and 0. Grounds it to short. Oh, that's an error. Wills has been getting errors lately. That's his 2nd error in that series. Alright, so runner in scoring position and nobody out for Dick Dietz. 1 and 1. Oh, that's Pup. That's beautiful in foul territory. Wicker is there. That's going to be out number 1. Lanier now. Full count. That's it to left, and that's going to be extra bases all the way to the fence. Alright, it's going to be 6-4 to score now, and that's a double for Lanier. And Jack Hyatt is the batter. Runner in scoring position, 1 out, 2 and 2. Oh, he struck out looking beautiful. I was sitting in my head, I was like, okay, that's the bottom of the lineup and everything. 4 runs on the board. We're going to go ahead and see if he can get out of that. You know, we'll reevaluate after. All right, so 2 outs, runner in scoring position, and they're going to keep the reliever, Frank Lindsay. So he's coming to bat for the first time this season, or at least it's going to be his first official appearance. I don't know, maybe he has a sacrifice hit or something. 2 and 1, he rounds it to second. And he's thrown out at first for out number 3. The Giants claw back 1 run at a time. It is now 6-4. Top of the 7th incoming. Rusty Stubb facing off against Lindsay. 2 and 1 the count. And Le Grand Orange grounds out to second base for out number 1. Mac Jones, 1 and 2. And that's a base hit to right. So Mac Jones went through a pretty rough month of May, but now he's been playing a lot better lately. His average is back up to 262. That's pretty good. It was like in the 210s at one point, I think. Alright, Bob Bailey, runner on first, 1 out. 2 and 0. And oh, that's Pup, foul. That's not good. That's cut by McCovey for out number 2. Now we need Ty Klein. Ty Klein is 3 for 3 today, by the way, and he has an RBI already. So run on first, 2 outs for Klein. 1 and 0. Rounds it to third, and he's thrown out at. They get the runner out at second base on the fielder's choice. Bottom of the 7th incoming. Alright, do I want to continue with Morton? Let's see what happens. Run Hunt, bottom of the 7th. 6-4 for the Expos, 1-0 the count. Grounds it to second. And that's out number 1. Alright, that's the part of the lineup that scares me a little. Alright, so Willie Mays. He already did some damage in this series, but not today. 1-0. Grounds it to short. Wheels with the throw. This one is good. That's out number 2. Alright, we might be okay. We might be okay. Maybe. Now, McCovey has that 99 power against righties. That's a little scary. He also has 24 home runs on the season. And he already homered in this series. Alright, so 2 outs. 1 and 2. Oh, that's out of here. $444 feet. Ugh, I think I'm gonna pull Morton now. Against the righty. I think I'm gonna go with Robertson. I think I want to do a double switch, so we're gonna sit Bailey, and we're gonna bring, I guess, Jim Ferry to play first, the left bat. Then Robertson is gonna go. Alright, so Robertson facing off against Bobby Bonds. 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. We are up 6-5. Full count. Robertson has struggled this season. I'm hoping that he can bounce back, and he walks the first batter that he's facing. That's exactly what I had in mind. Jim Ray Hart. 1-0. Oh, the runner goes, and he's gonna be safe. So now there's a runner in scoring position. Jeez, maybe I should have kept Carl Morton in the game. 3-1. Rounds it to short. Wheels with the throw. That's gonna be out number 3. Thank God. All right. We have a meager 1-run lead here. We're bleeding runs to the opposition. Lindsay's still on the mound, and Wicker is the batter now, top of the 8th. 1-1. Rounds it to third. That's gonna be out number 1. And Lindsay is hard to hit. No wonder he has a 0.3 ERA this season. Buckabella the batter now. 0-1. That's it to center. Of course, it's right in Willie Mays' office. So that's out number 2. Now that brings up Jim Ferry. Usually when he comes in as a pinch hitter, he does decent. 2-0. He's not really a pinch hitter right now, though. And that's going to be a grounder to second base, and that's out number 3. Bottom of the 8th incoming. Dick Dietz leading off the inning. Jerry Robertson still on the mound. I need for Robertson to do something here. Full count. That's it to center. Klein is there. That's out number 1. I love his defense. I say it 7 times as per string. I just like it. Right, Tito Fuentes, the pinch hitter. 1-1. Rounds it too short. Oh, that's going to be an error again. Oh my god. Wills with the error on the play. The runner makes it to second base. So that's the 2nd error of the game for Murray Wills. Jack Hyatt, now the batter. Runner in scoring position, 1 out. No count. Oh god, that's a base hit to center. And the runner goes, and it's a tie game. 6-6 the score. Alright, runner on first, 1 out for Davenport, who's coming in as a pinch hitter. He's bunting. That's going to be a sacrifice hit. Turn on that first for out number 2. And it's not even really Robertson's fault. Like, the error by Wills like really hurt us here. Alright, so run Hunt now, runner in scoring position, 2 outs, 0-1. That's it to right. Rusty Stubb is there. That's going to be out number 3. Alright, the Giants managed to tie the game. Look at that. 1 run per inning, like just slowly but surely coming back in this game. 6-6 the score. We have Maury Wills leading off the top of the 9th. Joe Gibbon comes in as a reliever, the lefty. 3-0 on Maury Wills. With some luck, that's going to be a 4-pitch walk, and it is. Alright, so we have a leadoff runner at least. So runner on first, nobody out for Manny Mota. No count. Mota bunts. Sacrifice, it is successful. So runner in scoring position, 1 out. Rusty Stubb will get to bat against the lefty. He's not too bad, but I might pinch it for Mac Jones. We'll see. Runner in scoring position, 1 out. 1-0. Come on, Le Grand Orange. Grounds it to third. Oh, that's an error. That's an error, folks. Alright. Sadly, though, we don't... it's not one of those errors where, like, everybody advances. I'll take it still. Alright, so 2 on, 1 out. We are going to pinch it for Mac Jones. Oh, man, I hate to do that. He's 2 for 4, but I'm playing the odds here. That's going to be our friend Don Clendenon that's going to come in. Alright, 2 on, 1 out for Clendenon, coming in as a pinch hitter. 1-0. That's it to right. Oh, that's cut by Bobby Bonds there with the little slide catch, and nobody advances on the play. That is very sad. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pinch it for the pitcher as well. We're gonna go with I guess we're gonna go with Just Tad. I don't want to go with Bran in case that I get an injury to Buckabella. Like that, I don't have to play Bateman who's tired. Alright, Just Tad now. 2 on, 2 outs. 1-1. That's... Oh, McCovey leaps and catches it for out number 3. Oh, man. It looked like we had a shot at doing something here. Alright, I'm gonna bring in my ace reliever, Dan McGinn, and we'll see what happens with that. Clendenon is gonna remain in the game in left field. Alright, bottom of the 9th, Willie Mays facing off against McGinn. Full count. And he walks. It's like things are not going my way right now. Willie McCovey, runner on first, nobody out. 1-0. Grounds it to second. We're only going to get him out at first. Willie Mays makes it in scoring position with only 1 out. So base it probably wins them the game. Bobby Bonds, the next batter. 0-2. Struck out swinging. That's a big out. Jim Ray Hart, runner in scoring position, 2 outs, 2-2. Rounds it to short. And we are going to have extra innings for the second game of this series here. 6-6 heading into the 10th inning. Ty Klein stays in the game. He's 3 for 4. I'm not pulling him. Full count. Oh, that's it. Weekly to third, and Jim Ray Hart is there for out number 1. Now Floyd Wicker. He's 2 for 3. He has that home run. I know it's against a lefty. I'm keeping him. Full count. And he walks. All right. John Bocabella, the batter. All right, so run on first, 1 out. Oof. I'm gonna bring Brandon. We're gonna bite the bullet. Alright. So runner on first, 1 out. Ron Brand comes in as a pinch hitter. 1 and 2. And he struck out swinging. Alright, and now Jim Ferry. I'm starting to run out of bats. So I'm gonna make him bat. Runner on first, 2 outs. 0 and 2. And he struck out swinging. Alright, Brand stays in the game at catcher. Hopefully he doesn't get hurt. And McGinn is gonna be I have to watch how I say it. So in my fictional universe, my stopper's last name is McMinn. And my stopper in this game is McGinn. So they're very similar. And he's also a lefty in my fictional universe. Alright, bottom of the 10th. Dick Dietz, the batter. 3 and 1. We're gonna keep McGinn in. Alright, he hits it to right, and that's cut there by Rusty Stubb for out number 1. Bob Berta comes in as a pinch hitter. No count. Grounds it to third. Wicker with the throw. That's going to be out number 2. Now Jack Hyatt is the next batter. Full count. And he walks. Alright, so 2 out, 2 out. Now Jim Davenport still playing shortstop here after coming in as a pinch hitter earlier. 3-0 to count. Oh, that's not good. Alright, he walks on 4 pitches. Oof. Alright, 2 on, 2 outs for Ron Hunt. 2 and 2. That's it to the... Oh, God. Is the runner... Yeah, the runner's going. And that's a bad throw. We lost 7-6 in 10 innings. So the 2 games that made it to extra innings, we have lost so far. 7-6. Man, we had like a good start to the game. We had the lead for a good chunk of the game. And then just slowly, they just crawled back into that one. And we ended up losing. That one is the kind of loss that kind of hurt, you know. Oh, well, we tried. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and leave the game. Oh, okay. So Fred Talbot was pretty good against Seattle. 7-0 shutout game. Now we're gonna go ahead and advance. No, I'm not. I can't advance. Sorry, it's a double header. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and check if my comatose GM woke up in the hospital from his. No, he didn't. I'm surprised he made a move this month. He demoted a player in the minors. I'm very surprised about that. Alright, we're gonna play the last game. Oh, John Bateman is so tired, of course. Now, Bill Stolman, that's why I don't like double headers when you're playing this game, because like the computer doesn't handle the situation very well, so they don't like make pitcher movement with the minors and everything to have fresh arms and whatnot. So Bill Stolman is tired, and also all of my following starts by pitchers are gonna start a little tired because of that for like a week. All right, so Bateman, we're gonna play Bocabella again. No, maybe I'm gonna play Brown. I'm not gonna play Bocabella both games. I have the luxury of having 3 catchers. I'm gonna use Brand in that one. We're facing off against a lefty again. It's gonna be Ron Bryant, who's 1-6. Now, that's the second time we played the Giants for a series, and we managed to never face one Marshall. I'm not gonna complain, but yeah, we managed to avoid him both times. That's a good thing. All right, I'm going to. Do I do it? I'm gonna do it. You know what? Maury Wills kind of cost us the last game. I'm gonna play Bobby Wine for this game, and I'm gonna have Ty Klein lead off this game. There, I'm doing it. Like, I'm benching the veteran Wills. He's 36 years old. He had a rough game last game, 2 errors that cost us runs. We ended up losing the game. He's sitting this game. Alright, the Giants are going to go with Hunt, Mays, McCovey, Bonds, Art, Dietz, Lanier, Davenport. Oh, Dietz is playing catcher. He's usually their left fielder, so he... Oh, okay. He's kind of like Ron Brown, I guess. Then Ron Bryant on the mound. Of course, their pitcher is not tired. And then Jim Davenport is going to play third base. And Ray Art here. Jim Ray Art is going to be in left field. Okay. So it's pretty much the same lineup, except Hyatt is not the catcher, and the Davenport is in playing third base. I don't think so. I have it set up to have the highest rested starting. Yeah, they're all tired. He's the most rested one. But I made sure that I kept Howie Reed for this game. He's my long reliever. He only has 22 stamina, but usually he's able to give me a few innings. So, like, if I need it, he's there. And then Don Shaw has not pitched this series, so he's fresh as well. So at least I have 2 pitchers. But the thing is that I don't have a day off for like another week and a half. So it's gonna be very challenging for a while. All right, let's get started. Last game of the series. Last game of this 4-game series. Now, more often than not, I cut those in 2 sessions, but I decided today to do it all because the next series against the Cards is also a 4-game series. All right, Ty Klein is leading off this game, facing off against the lefty Ron Bryant. Let's play some ball. 0-2 to count to start as we tour Candlestick Yards. So the first game started at 10 in the morning. The second game starts at 2 p.m. And he struck out looking. Right, Manny Mota now. 2-1 to count. That's it to center. Oh, Willie Mays cannot catch this one. It's not something you get to say very often, so it's gonna be a double for Manny Mota. Alright, and Rusty Stubb comes to bat. 1-0. Oh god, that's out of here. That's a 2-run blast to start the game. I like that. Alright. 407 feet, 2-0 Montreal. Don Clendenon the batter now. Full count. And he walks. Alright, so 1-out walk for Clendenon. Bob Bailey now. No count. Run on first, 1 out. That's it to center for a base hit. Oh. Alright, so 2-1. 1 out for Ron Brown playing catcher today. 0-1. It's it to right, all the way near the track. Bobby Bonds is there, and he catches it for out number 2. The runner makes it to third base on the plate. So now we have runners on the corners, but there's 2 outs for Floyd Wicker. Full count. Grounds it to short. And Linear with the out at first. We do get 2 runs thanks to a 2-run home run by Le Grand Orange, and it is 2-0 for the Expos. Bottom of the first incoming, Ron Hunt facing off against Bill Stolman. And as usual, with Bill Stolman, you never know what you're gonna get. You can get a complete game shutout where he's lights out, or you want to put him by the second inning. So we don't know what we're gonna get here. Right, 2-1, and he's slightly tired, so I don't expect for him to go that far, but I did save how we read. Alright, so that's going to be a leadoff base hit for the Giants. That's extra bases as well, all the way to the fence. So that's a double for Hunt, and that brings up Willie Mays. No count. Rounds it to the pitcher. And he's thrown out at first for out number 1. Hunt makes it to third on the play. So there's 1 out runner on third for the Giants with Willie McCovey, the batter. 2-2. Struck out swinging. Alright, so runner on third, 2 outs for Bobby Bonds. Full count. And he walks. So 2 out walk, and now there's runners on the corners for Jim Ray Art. Really could use an out here. 0-2. Struck out swinging, sorry. And that's the end of the inning. We get out of that. Stolman needs to not use so many pitches. He's kind of tired already. I need for him to be able to at least reach the 5th inning. Right, Bobby Wine coming in. He's playing instead of Maury Wills, who's being grounded. 1-1, the count. That's it, foul. And the catcher Dietz is there. That's out number 1. Alright, Bill Stolman now the batter. 1-1. That's a base hit to center for the pitcher. We'll take it. I always like to see my pitchers getting on base. When I was a kid, I didn't care. I like to see the pitcher of any team getting on base. I don't like to see the pitcher getting on base so much against me in this game. Alright, Ty Klein is now the batter. Runner on first, 1 out. 3-1. And that's put to third. That's cut there by Linear or Davenport for out number 1. Alright, I have an annoying pop-up here. Taking care of that. There you go. You couldn't see it on the screen. I could. It was bothering me. Runner on first, 2 outs for Manny Mota. 1-2. And that's it. Oh, that's it to right for a base hit. Manny Mota has been playing well lately. He started the season really slow, and for a while I was betting him a little bit toward the end of the lineup. But now he raised his batting average all the way to 294. Whoa. Right, Rusty Stubb, the batter now, 2 on 2 outs, 1-1. And that's a base hit to center. Are we sending the runner? Looks like we are. And that's 3-0 for the Expos. Alright, so a RBI single by Rusty Stubb. So a 3 RBI game for him already. Like Clendenon now, 2 on 2 outs, 2-2. And he struck out swinging. Alright, bottom of the second, Dick Dietz, the batter, Stolman on the mound still, obviously, 1-2. Struck out swinging. Hal Lanier is next. No count. Rounds it to second. Mota with the throw, that's out number 2. Now Jim Davenport is the batter with 2 outs, 1-2. And that's it in the corner and right. That's going to be extra bases. So a 2-out double for the Giants, and the inning is still alive with a runner in scoring position. The pitcher Ron Bryant is the next batter. 1-1. And that's it. Really high, it looks like, but not very deep. Bobby Wine settles underneath it, and he catches it for out number 3. Alright, we still have a 3-0 lead, and I am going to take a 2-minute break. I need to pee. I'll be right back. Oh, and we are back. Back with an empty bladder. Alright. Ron Bryant still on the mound. Top of the 3rd. Alright, and Bob Bailey the batter. We are up 3-0. No count to Bailey. Grounds it to short. Lanier with the throw. That's out number 1. Ron Bryant is the batter. No count. That's line to Lanier. He catches it for out number 2. So 2 up, 2 down. And now Floyd Wicker, the batter. No count. Rounds it to first. And he is out number 3 in this inning. So we have faced 3 lefties in 4 games against the Giants in this series. Bottom of the 3rd, incoming Ron Hunt. Leading up against Stoneman. 1-0. It's it to left. Clendenin is there. That's going to be out number 1. Willie Mays now. 0-2. Oh, that's out of here. A blast on 0-2, man. 437 feet. I think that Willie Mays has homered in 3 of the 4 games I have played against them in this series. Willie McCovey now, 3-1 Expos, 1 out, 1-0. Rounds it to second base, and that's going to be out number 2. Alright, Bobby Bonds now, 2-2. Struck out looking. Alright, 3-1 for the Expos. The Giants just got on the board thanks to Willie Mays, and those are long home runs. Bobby Wine leads off the top of the 4th, 1-2. Bobby Wine is not there for his offense. And having said that, that's a single to right, folks. He was batting 107 before that hit. And now he raised his batting average to 138. Alright, so Bill Stolman is the next batter. Runner on first, nobody out. He's probably going to bunt. Yep. No count, he bunts, and he's thrown out at first. That's a sacrifice hit, and now we have a runner in scoring position and only 1 out for Ty Klein. No count. He hits it to left for a base hit, so opposite field single, and it looks like it's going to score a run. And it does. It's 4-1. We take that run back. Sorry, my throat is bothering me for some reason. I was fine before I went to the bathroom. I don't know what happened in there. Runner in scoring position, 1 out for Manny Mota. 1-2. And that's cut by Hunt on a diving effort there. So there's 2 outs for Rusty Stubb. He's 2 for 2, 3 RBIs, a home run. Go into the count. That's it to left, and whoa, that's cut there by Jim Ray Hart for out number 3. Bottom of the 4th, Jim Ray Hart, and it looks like Stolman is still able to go a couple innings at the very least. No count, unless of course everything unravels. Grounds it to short, that's out number 1. Dick Dietz is next, 1-1. That's it to left for a base hit. That's going to be extra bases all the way to the fence, near the sign that says taco. Every time I see that, I'm hungry. Like, literally right now, I'm kind of hungry. I wasn't thinking about that before I saw that sign. Alright, Al Lanier, runner in scoring position, 1 out, 2-2. Oh, that's a bad pitch. That's no good. Right, the runner is on 3rd now, full count, and he walks. Right, not a great sequence here. Runners on the corners, 1 out for Jim Davenport. A double play ball would be absolutely beautiful. 2-1. Instead, it's it to center. Klein is there. Catches it, and that's going to be a sac fly. It's 4-2 for the Expos, so the Giants retake that run. Feels like they're going to do the same thing to me that they did the previous game, right? They're just going to claw back and then like run away with it at the last second. Ron Bryant, the batter now, 2 outs, runner on first, 1-2. And he struck out looking. Don Clendenon is the batter now. Top of the 5th, 1-0. That's it to right. And that's a base hit. Bob Bailey, runner on first, nobody out. 3-0. And he walks. Alright, on 4 pitches. So we might be able to take that run back. That would be pretty nice. So 2 on, nobody out for Ron Brand. 3-1. And he walks. Oh, the bases are loaded now with nobody out. That's getting kind of spicy. Right, Floyd Wicker. Bases loaded, nobody out. 1 and 2. That's it to center. Winnie Mays is there. And I think that's going to be a sac fly. It is, and we retake that run. It's 5-2. 2 on, 1 out for Bobby Wine. No count. Oh. Bob Bailey stole third. So now we have runners on the corners. 1 out. 1 and 2 to Wine. Oh, that's a base hit to left. That's going to score a run. Bobby Wine with the clutch hit here. It's now 6-2 for the Expos. 2 on, 1 out for Bill Stillman. 2 and 2. He struck out looking. So 2 outs for Ty Klein. Oh, they're bringing in Ron Herbal in relief. 1 and 0 to Klein. Grounds it to first. McCovey catches it along the line, and it is out number 3. The Expos add 2 runs to their lead. It is now 6-2. Ron Hunt leads off the bottom of the 5th for the Giants. Full count. And he walks. I don't need that. Stillman is already kind of tired. Willie Mays run on first, nobody out. Oh, 3 and 0. That's not good. Alright, he walks on 4 pitches. Oh. I want for Stillman to at least give me 5 here. But, yeah. Alright, McCovey. Oh. I always shudder when I face him. I see his 99 power against righties. I'm like, man, I don't wanna. Alright, 2 on, nobody out. No count. And it's out of here. 6-5 the score. Oh, it's not out of here, but it's on the fence. It looked like it was out of here. It's a triple. Alright, so McCovey with a 2-run triple. It's 6-4. Bobby Bonds is next, runner on third, nobody out, 1 and 2. Struck out swinging. Now let's see if he can finish the inning. Yeah, we're getting in danger territory as far as the stamina goes. Jim Ray Hart, the batter, runner on third, 1 out, full count. Grounds it to short. Wine with the throw. That's out number 2. The runner holds at third, so it's still a 6-4 game. There's 2 outs now for Dick Dietz. 1 and 0. Oh, that's a base hit to center. It's 6-5. Oof. Right, Al Lanier now. Runner on first, 2 outs, no count. Rounds it to third. Wicker with the throw to second base. That's the end of the inning. That's also the end of the game for Stillman. We're gonna pull him. He's very tired. Allowed 5 runs. You know what? I'm okay with that. He started the game tired because it's a double header. I didn't have anybody fresher than him to start, and he went there like a trooper. So, alright, Herbal still on the mound for the Giants. Manny Mota is leading off the top of the 6th. We only have a 1-run lead now. It's 6-5 at Candlestick Park. No count to Mota, grounds it to second base, and that's out number 1. Rusty Stubb now, 0-1. Grounds it to short. Lanier with the throw, that's out number 2, so 2 quick outs here. Now Don Clendenon is next, 2 and 2. That's it to center. Willie Mays is there. And that's out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. And let's, yep. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and do this. I'm hoping that Howie Reid can give me a couple innings here. Like 3 would be like really awesome. Alright, Howie Reid on the mound now, facing off against Jim Davenport, bottom of the 6th. We are still up 6-5. Full count, man. You need to not throw so many pitches. Throw like Maddox. Now, I know it's 1969, you don't know who Maddox is, but trust me, that's what you want to do. And then Mac Jones, who comes in as part of the double switch, catches it in left field for out number 1. Ron Herbal stays in the game. He's going to bat for the first time. 1-1. Pops it. Mota is there, catches it for out number 2. Run Hunt now, 1-2. Grounds it to short. Wine is there, and that's out number 3. All right, 1, 2, 3. That's how I like it. All right, top of the 7th incoming. Bob Bailey, the batter. 1-0. Grounds it to short. Lanier with the throw, that's out number 1. I would love to add a couple runs to my lead. Ron Brand is now the batter. 3-0. And he walks on 4 pitches. Floyd Wicker. 2-1. Grounds it to second. We go to second for 1, and that's a double play. I didn't make it to Wine. Maybe next inning. That was a... I don't know, that Bobby Wine has 2 hits in this game. Like, I feel like it's the best game of his life. I don't know that I want to take that away from him. Willie Mays facing off against Howie Reid. 3-0. And he walks on 4 pitches. Willie McCovey is not a bad man. Every time, I don't want to pitch to him. Like 2-2. Rounds it to short to Mota for 1, to first, to Bailey for out number 2. Double play. Whoa. I like it. Bobby Bonds now with 2 outs. Bases empty. 1-0. That's it too. Oh, that ball had eyes. It made it all the way to center field for a base hit. Alright, run around first. 2 outs for Jim Ray Hart. No count. Grounds it to short. Wine goes to second base with it, and that's out number 3. Top of the 8th incoming. You still want me to pinch it for Bobby Wine? He's 2 for 3. But I agree, I kind of need a run. So I can go with Jim Ferry, I suppose. Or we can go with Maury Wills. I'll go with Wills. Looks like you might have stream delay or something. Alright, Wills the batter, facing up against Herbal. Going to the count. And that's a base hit to center. Alright, so it might pay off. It might. We'll see. Alright, runner on first, nobody out for Mac Jones. Came in as part of the double switch. He was. Alright, no count. Oh, that's it to center, but pretty much right at Mays. And that's out number 1. Ty Klein now runner on first, 1 out, 0-1. Oh, that's a bunt. Alright, so Klein sacrifices himself. There's a runner in scoring position with 2 outs, so we need a base hit from Manny Mota. He's 2 for 4. 1-2. Grounds it to third, and that's going to be out number 3. Alright. We tried. but it's still a 1-run lead here. We're gonna keep Wills in the game at shortstop. Then we're gonna keep Howie Reed on the mound. He's still capable. And Dick Dietz is the first one to face him in the bottom of the 8th, 3-1. Hit to center. Klein is there. That's gonna be out number 1. Tito Fuentes is the next batter, comes in as a pinch hitter. Full count. That's it to second, and that's an error more than likely. Yep, Mota with the error at second. Free base runner. Leon Wagner comes in as a pinch hitter. Runner on first, 1 out. 1-0. That's it to right. Rusty Stubb barely has to move. He's underneath it. Catches it for out number 2. Runner has to retreat back to first on the play. Bob Berta comes in as a pinch hitter as well. 2-1. Rounds it to first, and Bailey takes it for out number 3. Oof. It's a tight game here in San Francisco. 6-5 the score. Bob Garibaldi comes in relief. Rusty Stubb is the batter. He's 2 for 4 today. Top of the 9th, 6-5 Expos, 2-2. And he struck out swinging. Now we're going to pinch it for Howie Reed. We're going to bring in Jim Ferry. Right, Jim Ferry comes in, facing off against the righty Garibaldi, 2-2. That's it. Oh, that's it really well. All the way to the fence and center right here. That's going to be extra bases. That's a double for Jim Ferry, so we have a 1-out double. Runner in scoring position for Bob Bailey. He's 1 for 3 today. No count. They're just going to walk him. And now Ron Brand comes to bat with 2 on, 1 out. Oof, I don't have a whole lot on the bench, huh? Might as well stick with Brown. 2-2. Oh, he popped it foul. McAvey's there, and he catches it for out number 2. 2 on, 2 out. For Floyd Wicker, he has an RBI, but he doesn't have a hit today. 2-0. That's a base hit to center. All right. Are we sending the runner? We are, but oh, that's a bad throw by Willie Mays. Runner scores at 7-5. I breathe a little better. Just a little. Alright, 2 runners in scoring position now. 2 outs for Maury Wills, who came in earlier as a pinch hitter and got a hit. Full count. Rounds it to short. And he's thrown out for out number 3. The Expos do get an additional run. Might end up being precious. 7-5 the score. Oh man. Yeah, we're gonna go with Don Shaw. That's all I have. Everybody else is like tired. So Don Shaw comes in, and we're gonna win or lose with him. Comes in a save situation. And the first batter he's going to face is Ron Hunt. Full count. I don't use a pitcher warm-up. And he walks. Willie Mays running on first, nobody out. Oh man, it's getting scary. 2-0. Grounds it to short. Come on, come on. 2 seconds for 1. Back to Bailey for the double play, and now there's 2 outs for Willie McCovey. Oh, look at that. His power is only 87 against the lefty. Only. What What a weakling against lefties. Alright, 2 outs for McCauley. 1-1. Oof, that's it to center, pretty deep. And Klein is there, that's out number 3. Alright, so we split the 4-game series against the Giants. That's a little bit better than I expected. The Giants are really good. So 2 wins and 2 losses against them for my expansion Expos. That's not too shabby. I'm gonna take it now. My entire pitching staff is like wrecked for the entire week thanks to that double header. Alright, so Stoneman picks up win number 7. So I keep saying that like he has bad starts and good starts, but lately he's been mostly good. Although he did, you know, allow a bunch of runs and everything, but overall he's been doing a lot better lately. Oh, Willie Mays' home run was the 600 of his career. Yep, I was there for it. Now we're gonna go ahead and advance to tomorrow finally. Hopefully a couple of my pitchers are gonna feel better after we advance. Oh, Manny Mota is the player of the week. Wow. Alright, so 4-game series against the Cards. It's gonna be pretty rough, especially like we're gonna be facing Carlton and Bryles. Yeah, it's gonna be kind of rough. Reggie Jackson is the player of the week in the American League. And Manny Mota, our own Manny Mota, player of the week in the National League. We'll take it for sure. All-Star fan voting update. That's for the American League. We don't really have anybody anywhere. Rusty Stubb is 3rd in and Maury Wills is 2nd at shortstop, but that's about it. I don't really care for that. Ooh, Montreal here, 11th in the power ranking, so we're doing better lately. And of course, West Palm Beach is like crazy, like 49-15. Look at that! Look at that! They're pretty strong. All right, let's see if my GM did something. Of course not. It's the first time that has happened. I've been playing manager only for like what? Geez, it must be 6 years now, and I've never seen a GM so like inactive ever. Like that. Usually it's the opposite. Like they make a bunch of moves that you don't want, but this time he's really not doing anything. All right. That's gonna be it for me tonight. So we played a 4-game series against the Giants. We split the series, 2 wins and 2 losses. Next time out, it's a 4-game series against the Cards. I cannot promise I'll do all 4 games that night. We'll see at that time. But anyway, so that's it for tonight. As usual, I do want to thank you for tuning in. It's ARG out. Peace out, folks, and see you all next time.